What's up, guys? We are back, and as you saw by the absurd title, it is not clickbait, it is all true, and we're gonna get into all of this gear we just got and everything we have, so you guys can check out all the cool new things that we have. And we also have a few things that aren't in yet, and hopefully by the time we post this video they will be, and I may make another update about that. But let's get right into this gear. We are in the Radical Speed office right now, so I'll probably give you a little show around that too as well. But we have a bunch of stuff here, as you just saw in that intro. It is bananas. I can't even roll my chair around in here. We got so much stuff. So we're gonna get some of this stuff unboxed, organized, and I'm gonna give you a detailed breakdown of everything, how much it costs, how much we were out, and basically what this theft done to us. And a lot of people don't understand exactly how expensive this stuff is and how much this equipment means not only to us, and how much, work we do with this stuff, every day or every weekend per se, because we race on weekends and sometimes at night, local street races or street races somewhere else. But nonetheless, this stuff is expensive. So put one of my car projects back on hold, put Debo on hold. We didn't buy a transmission nor a ECU setup for it yet because of this. So this really set us back with the car, set us back with a lot of things. But even though it is a setback, we did come back even stronger and better than we were before. So we're gonna get into some of this gear, like I said, and we got some exciting things coming up. I'm gonna run a total up on the screen, and so you guys can actually see how much each item costs, and we're just gonna run it down like that. So I'm gonna drag all these across the screen. I'm filming right now on our new Sony A7S III. This camera is so hard to get right now, and without paying a premium price, of which we did absurdly, but I felt like it was needed. I paid the extra money to have one, here in a few days instead of waiting a few months, because we needed something to film right now. So here we go. So I'm gonna show you some of this stuff, and you probably seen it because I probably did a B-roll intro of all of the stuff we have out here. You probably can see, if you're a film person, period, or anyone for that matter that's into tech gear, this is a lot of stuff here. So let's get right to it. Alright, sorry about that. So decided to show you guys around first. So this is gonna be pretty brief. It's not that big in here, but it does work. So here we go. This is some of the things that we have in our office and what we work with. So this is our desktop setup. So we have a 6 monitor setup with a pretty beastly tower back there, and this is what pretty much all the editing goes down on, if we're at home. But most of the time it's going to go down on our laptop, so we got to have a pretty bad laptop setup. And as you guys may have seen before, this is our banner. This is another workstation which is covered in stuff right now, and that's where I normally would park the laptop or whatever, but that's not happening. You got that's a nice name, don't you think? So we know what goes in there. But here we go. This is all the stuff that is currently on the floor. As you saw before, we got tons of stuff. I mean, I can't wait to get into it. I waited to, of course, open any of these things before I showed you guys, so kind of had to have some restraint here because this is Christmas, for real. But this is it, and I'm a musician too. I just don't play for anybody anymore, so I just recreationally play. So this is also, doubles as a music room. So keep our light stands and, lights, equipment, everything in here. This closet also keeps a bunch of our equipment in there. I wouldn't dare go in there right now because it is looking crazy. But had to show you guys that real quick. So let's get right back into the review of the gear that we have right now. Alright, so first on the list we have a Sony A7S III. This is currently what I am filming on, and it is outfitted with a small rig cage and top handle, and we have a Rode Videomic Ntg on the top, and that is about it for the accessories right now. And we also are rocking the lenses, and I will get to those in just a second. So price for the A7S III right here, and let's move on to the next item. Right, this is our Sony Handycam Ax 700. We have two of these, and we use these for our own track cameras. So if you ever been to a JJ's event, this is what our 60-foot camera is, and also our finish line camera, because these things have an awesome S&Q mode, and we can catch those cars coming through there no matter how fast they're going. So if you ever seen Nick at the finish line, which I know some of you have, this is what he is holding at the end. These bad boys are awesome. So we have two of those, so we're gonna double that price up here on the screen to the left. Bam. And let's move on to the next item. Alright, this is DJI's latest gimbal rendition. This is the RS2 Pro Combo, which is also on back order right now. I actually probably got the last one that Atomos sold, or no, we got this from B&H. So B&H got us this one, and this gimbal here got a price up at the top, cost us $1,000. So, and working with it so far, this thing is pretty awesome. I'm actually going to set it up a little bit better here with the A7S III, because this is probably what it's going to live on. And man, just, you know, awesome upgrade, because we had a Zcam Crane 3S beforehand that we use for our small gimbal. So there it is, the DJI RS2 Pro Combo. Alright, let's take a look at our cinema camera setup. So this is the Zcam E2 M4. This is what we normally put on all of our higher end projects, you know, for TV or commercial work. This thing has such a beautiful image. Of course, as I said, you know, we had most of our stuff stolen, so here we go with another one. This thing is amazing, and I'm loving to actually compare this to the A7S III since it does shoot 4K. This thing also does 4K at 120, just like the A7S III does. It probably has a higher dynamic range though, but we would definitely test that out. But like I said, the image quality out of this thing is bar none to anything we've used, you know, thus far. And the form factor of it just makes it so simple. So we have this top handle on it, which is a tilted cage, and this is probably the smallest configuration that we put this thing in, because we also put a matte box on it, and we have it, you know, fully rigged out, focus motors, have an AC to pull focus, you know. So this is a cinema beast. Love this camera. So we put the price for this camera up here at the top with the lens and the cage, so you can see how much a Zcam rig will cost you. Alright, so you can't do anything related without any storage. So we got two Samsung T7 SSDs. These things have a write speed and a read speed of 1050 megabytes per second. This is one fast SSD. So with the amount of work that we do and the things that we do with the Zcam and now with the A7S III, these things are necessary. Even though we do have SSD hard drives in our new mobile setup, these are the brains of the operation. This is what gets it done. So I put the price, you know, ×2 for these up on the screen. I believe these things are around $250 or $260. I'll double check and make sure before I put this up. But these things are not cheap. But they're not cheap for a reason, because these are probably some of the best hard drives that you can get. You know, the Samsung drives are amazing. We actually use one of these drives on the Zcam. So the Zcam itself takes what we have, we call Big Blue. Takes Big Blue, which is a Samsung T7 1TB, to actually read the high bitrate codec off of that camera. So let's get right into memory. So this is what we use for memory so far. We actually have two Atomos SSDs, 1TB for the Ninja 5 recorder. This ProGrade 256 gig V90 card is what we actually have in the A7S3 right now, which I'm recording on. And we also have this CF Express card in here as well, which is also for slot 2 in our A7S. Then moving down, we have two more SanDisk 256 gigs cards, which I believe those are V30s. And this is our XQD card, which is an expensive card for our Pxw Z100. So all of our cameras are memory heavy. And also with these FDR AX700s, there's also two 256 cards in there already. And as far as other memory, we got two more 128 Evo cards in the drone. So I will throw all those prices for memory cards up on the screen, and we're going to start totaling up. Now let's get into our on-the-road setup of what we use to edit on the go, things we use at the track, and things that we upgraded. So we always had an MSI laptop that we traveled with, of course, but it was just a gaming laptop. This here is actually the Creator series, the Creator 17, and it is the biggest, baddest one that you can actually get. i7H processor. We have 64 gigs of RAM. We have a 2TB SSD and a RTX GeForce NVIDIA 2080 Max-Q graphics card. So this thing is a pure monster at editing, with a QLED screen to show 4K, of which we will be shooting in. And also, this is what we replaced our iPad with, which is a Surface Book Pro 3. Also, fully spec'd out i7, has a 2TB SSD, 32 gigs of RAM, and this thing is what we're going to use for the track. Because not only can it double as a laptop, but we also can edit on this, but it detaches from the top like an iPad, and we can actually run a card in there, and we can play back footage on the big screen in Premiere Pro and actually see, you know, some of those races. This thing has face detection on it, so I'll go ahead and close that because it's looking for me. But this is going to make our on track life a lot better, because we can just slide a memory card in this thing and we can run back footage on a 4K screen that's 15 inches big, and there will be no discrepancies on races because you can clearly see in 4K that, hey, you lost. So we'll put the prices for our on-the-go travel editing setup and track stuff right here in the left-hand corner. And I would say, you know, if I had to guess, it would probably around almost 10,000 in computing power right here. So I'm thinking around 8,000 or so, maybe, because I know this was a pretty penny when we pulled the trigger on these. All right, let's get right into it. This is the Atomos Ninja 5 recorder and monitor for our cameras. Now, this is not just a monitor, as you hear me say, it's a recorder as well. So these things unlock cameras like none other. So on this A7S3, and the same with our Zcam, you can record ProRes RAW over HDMI to these. Actually saves a lot of battery, but that big file is huge, and that's why we have those Angelbird terabyte SSDs, because of that actual deal because these things eat a lot of memory because the big file size would also save us on battery, but they are not cheap. And we have 2 of them. We'll throw those on the screen and show you how much these recorders cost. Alright, let's hop right into this beast. So this is the Sony Pxw Z100. This is that big camera that you see us on track with, that's normally right up on the cars, right up in the lane, getting all the good footage right there at the starting line. This is our starting line A camera along with the Zcam. So this thing can also shoot 4K, runs an XQD card, and we got a new microphone for it with the windscreen. So all these parts cost extra, of course. So we will put the price for this camera up here on the left hand corner with the microphone on screen, and we're gonna run us a total. And I believe we're getting up there. But this camera here is such a beast. This is a workhorse. This camera here is what we have with us everywhere, because we can break this thing out and it's ready to do an interview out the box, ready to go, turn it on, dial up your mic settings, and boom, we got it. All right, and this is one of our light setups right here. So we have an Aperture 120D Mark II, and this is what we use for interview light. So when you see those crispy, nice interviews, this is what we're lighting that with. We have 2 V-mount batteries with it for it to be on the go. So if we have an on-the-go interview, this is what we will use. If we know we can actually get a sit-down interview and make a nice environment, this will be the thing that makes our picture perfect. So go ahead and show you something inside. So you have your light dome right there. This is where our light is. Has a really huge controller right here, which you put your V-mount battery on. And this thing is so nice, has so many different settings. This is also some things that we use for short films. We did a short film not too long ago with Big Jai and a couple other people. So this light is a workhorse in itself, and we have to replace it. Here we go. And we'll put the total for the light on screen. Alright guys, this here is our Ronin M Gimbal. This thing here is a workhorse in itself. We take this also everywhere, to every track event that we go to. Even though we have the RS2 Pro, we still, even when we had the Xian, we took this thing everywhere because this is probably the most reliable gimbal that you'll ever get. And it can hold a lot of weight, but it's also really heavy when you pack it down with everything. And like everything else, it is not cheap. So let's throw the price for the Ronin M right up here in the corner. And I believe that's around $1,000 for the Ronin M. And you actually can't even get these anymore. You know, not ordered straight from DJI, but you can get one from Atomos or B&H if they have one. And possibly Amazon. But these things work amazing. This is probably one of the things you see a lot of indie filmmakers using, and a lot of YouTubers using. A lot of people just do film in general using, because you can actually kind of score these used pretty cheap, you know. But most stuff here we like to run new because we want warranties, want to put insurance on it, and we definitely got to have insurance on our stuff now, of course. So here goes our Ronin M, and let's total it up. All right, let's get into lenses. So I have all of our A7S lenses here, which are E-mount, and we have another camera that's coming that's going to have an E-mount lens too. So it's only wise to go ahead and invest in some lenses. So we have a 35mm 1.4 Sigma lens. We have a 85mm 1.4 Sigma lens. We have a native Sony 50mm 1.8, which we always need a nifty 50 to work around with. And for the Zcam, we have a 12mm T2 Imici. So, and we have a Rokinon 35mm, and our other Rokinon, which was a 12mm, got stolen, so we replaced that with this one because this one is actually sharper and it's better when it gets hit by direct light or those track lights. Doesn't have all that crazy chromatic aberration, and everything, so it's a lot better lens. So of course we upgraded. And here is two Nikon lenses that we also put on the Zcam with a adapter, which here we have a Sigma 7200 2.8, and this is our 1855, which we use for closer up shots if we're just gonna vlog with it or something. So that is what we use for there. And let's put some of these totals for these lenses up on the screen, because lenses are not cheap. This here is the Nucleus Nano. This is a wireless focus system that we use on our Zcam, and this is what primarily lives on our cages, because this right here is great control for manual lenses. And also I can duck this off to the first AC if he wants to pull focus for me, look at a monitor, and I won't have to do anything but do camera control, which this thing is perfect for that. This is an awesome addition to any cage or any camera rig that you have and you're doing cinematography and you're using manual focus. So we put the price of this up in the left hand corner here and show you how much that costs. Already talking about the Zcam rig and how we rig most of our cameras out. This is the Polar Pro base camp. This here is a carbon fiber matte box which has a variable ND slide that goes inside of it, and you can use a color polarizer at the same time. This matte box is what we use primarily on the Zcam, but also we're going to use it on the A7S III because this thing also has threads and everything for that too as well. So we will be adapting this to a cage when we put the Zcam or the A7S III in a more serious environment, shooting short film or TV or commercial work that we normally do for, you know, either JJ or any other street outlaw guys or anything like that. So this will give us that perfect view out in the daytime, because this matte box is awesome, it's serious, it's light, and I love it. There's actually a case inside of here that holds everything, but as you saw down here, we have that stuff right here in our Zcam case. So that's the matte box itself sitting right there up top, and we have everything lined up for the Zcam in there. So this is the Polar Pro base camp, and we will throw base camp price right up here to the left. Alright, these are the Rode Videomic Ntgs. These you can't really get right now unless you find them at a third-party source. Of course, these got a little damage in the shipping, which really no big deal. I'm using one right now and it seems like it's sounding good, so no gripe there. But these are another thing that people are charging a premium for, and we just had these. You know, we just got some in before everything started going out of stock. So this here we paid what we got up here on the screen. I believe it's around $250 a piece, which is very good for this mic, because if you do find one, they're normally $450 right now, just because you can't find them. And we actually need two more. So we actually have a Rode Videomic Pro Plus coming, and we need one more Pro Plus for our FDR AX700s. That's what we use these on. But on these two mics, this is what will primarily be on the A7S and the Zcam, because these mics have a lot more control, and we need a lot more control over the audio with the Zcam and this A7S because of the environment we put them in. But on our track cams, we only need a Videomic Pro Plus because we just take it down 10 dB and it's ready to rock. It's a very simple setup. We get it going, and that's what we like around the track. We're able to set up pretty quick and actually start having on-track footage from the moment we get there. So we put the price for these up on the left. What we have here is two Manfrotto Monopods. So this is what we normally use on those AX700s, especially down track. This is what Nick uses when he's doing finish line footage. So we will line this monopod up with the line, and bam, there we go. And also it makes it a lot easier to hold the camera, and if we're doing, you know, any shots we want to do overhead, we can stretch this monopod out and put the mic and the camera straight down on like the driver's meeting and stuff. That's what we've been using these for. So great addition. We'll put the price for these 2 monopods off to the left. Into the bag. So this is a Mindshift bag. This is actually a 30-liter bag. It has major compartments in it. This is a bag that we use as a workhorse all the time. Well, we did. Now we're still going to use it now. But we had to go back with this bag. I really wanted to go with the Nomadic bag, the Peter McKinnon edition, which we still might get because we're still down a bag because they stole 3 of our bags. So we have this here. This bag I believe is around $400, but it's an awesome bag. It holds all of our mics. It will hold this A7S. It'll hold our Surface. It used to hold all of our walkie-talkies, comms, headphones, earphones, or our earpieces for our mics, and takes 1 monopod with it. And we used to put business cards, all our memory cards and things like that in there, and we would work out of this bag as we work the event. So this bag here is truly one of our workhorses, and as if anybody could tell you this on the team, this is probably one of the heaviest bags that we always carry. Nobody wants to pick this thing up, but it's such an awesome bag. It's so durable, has a rainproof sleeve, does everything we need it to do. So this is the Mindshift 30-liter bag, and we will put that price right up to the left. As you see here, these are the only GoPros that we have left, are our brand new Gopro Hero9s. These things are around $400 or $500 a piece. This one has the Pro Kit with the handle and everything in this case. So we have GoPro, we have about 3 or 4 memory cards to go with it. So these things we use quite often, which we need more now. We used to have 8 GoPros, now we only have 2. But for obvious reasons, like I said, we're running strapped over here. But we got what we can use right now, so we can run 2 car races with the GoPro. So normally we'll put these on for the finals. So we'll put the prices for our GoPro setups right here to the left. And this is the GoPro Hero9. So we have 2 of them, so times 2 on the price. Okay, so this is one of 3. Yes, you heard correctly, 3 of our drone setups. So this is the Mavic Pro 2 with the smart controller setup here. That alone is a bunch of money. We will put that price up on the screen over here. This is a landing pad. There's a lanyard holder right there. This is a smart controller cover. We have the hood for it. There's some extra propellers. Here is the other hood for it. There is the gimbal protector for the drone itself. Lens filters, which you all need because you need ND filters for the environment we have. Lens protector, landing gear, more lanyards, more landing gear. This is a actual battery charger that can charge about 4 batteries itself. We got LiFePro safe actual cases right here for all of our batteries. And there's actually a SmartTree portable charger right there. So we have a lot of accessories for our drone. Going along with that case, which I'll put up here because we have to have something to carry it with. So the SmartTree case is what houses all this stuff. And we will put the prices for everything in this kit up on the screen so you can see exactly how much it costs for you to get the drone setup that we have. And also the Fly More kit, I forgot to tell you that too. So it comes with everything, with a little bag and more propellers and everything you need to get going. So our drone was stolen, of course, and it had a nice little skin on it, had a little case and everything like that, and we had pretty much everything that's right here with it got taken. So we're gonna throw that up on the screen so you can check out our drone setup, and we're gonna total it up too. So let's see where we're at right now. We're in the miscellaneous section, so this is where it gets expensive as well. So we gotta have batteries to last us a whole event, and we gotta have batteries for every camera, and all these cameras and all these accessories do not take the same batteries. So just like the drone, we have 3 or 4 batteries for the Mavic 2 Pro. We also have 9 batteries for the Sony A7S. That is, we have 10 batteries for the Sony Pxw and the Ninja, both Ninjas. So they both take these NPF 970 batteries. So we got the big boys. Also miscellaneous cables, HDMI cables. We can't forget about the CPL filters we put on the AX700, the ND filters and stuff that we put on the A7S, and over here on the Zcam. And we have to replace our lights and lasers and stuff that we use to signify the wind light for the no prep races right here. So we have to get another one of those, and also a bunch of these 18650 batteries that we use to power all that stuff. And I mean, there's just a lot of miscellaneous things here, so we're gonna put a miscellaneous price over here on the side. If you guys want me to break all that stuff down, I will, but I'm just gonna put a price over here for all the stuff we pay for miscellaneous stuff, and we're gonna total it all up. And I'm probably gonna be surprised by this total at the end, which I kind of totaled it before in my head and try to add some of this stuff up, but I know it's around or over 40,000. So let's total it up. I'll be back with you and let's see what we got here. All right, so I waited. I'm gonna throw this segment into the video. Hope it's not too far off, but I do have the drones in, both of the Autel 6Ks, the Evo Pro 2. So I'll show you those right now. So these are my 2 Autel 6K drones, all cased up. 4 batteries, battery tower, extra blades, the whole pro kit. So we are ready to go, ready to fly. And I actually have all 3 of them cased up because this is actually the DJI Mavic Pro 2, which you seen earlier that was in the box still. So this is it, out, skin on it, batteries on it, got the smart cover case on it, and you know, everything is packed, tucked away, and ready to go travel, ready to get used. Of course, all this stuff is a pretty penny. So throw the cost of the drones up on the screen, and we will add this up and, you know, throw this in the video somewhere, because of course the other video was shot, you know, about a day or so ago. But I waited so that way you can have the full experience of everything actually in one video, one picture. So here are the drones. Also, another item that just came in is actually the Mindshift 40-liter bag. So that was a 30 that was in the video, so we spent the extra money and got the bigger bag because this is actually the bag that got stolen. I knew that bag looked a little different from the one I had, and once I started packing gear into it, I realized, hey, we really don't have enough space. So Mindshift 40-liter bag, the Think Tank. This is a beast of a pack. You can put so much stuff in here, so much gear can go in here. This is the bag that beat every one of my camera guys because it's always so heavy. But it has very, very, very nice padding on the back, so you gotta check that out. Let's see here. So this padding is phenomenal. You can see here, First Light 40-liter. And yeah, straps are padded. Got all the support straps on top so you can take this, you know, the weight directly off of your shoulders. Has a cross strap here, and it's also padded. So I mean, it's very nice pack. Definitely recommend it. I was gonna get the Peter McKinnon pack, but because I liked all the accessories, but all that stuff is separate, and I really didn't want to spend $600 on a whole kit for a whole pack. You know, this one's $200 or so cheaper. So of course we go with this. Don't fix what's not broke right in this area, because this bag did everything I needed to do and more. Alright, so we got everything totaled up. Man, That's a lot of stuff, a lot of money, and I probably could have bought 2 transmissions for the Evo for that, plus Motec and all the rest of the stuff that we were gonna do to it. But you can't do anything if you aren't, one, in business and making money, or, you know, I just couldn't build the car and then we'd be out of work and we don't have any cameras, we can't shoot, we can't do any events, and we wouldn't have anything to bring that content to you. So that just, you know, kills the whole thing, defeats the whole purpose. So we decided to invest back in ourselves. Yeah, this hurt a lot. So we used a lot of personal money in order to get us back up and going. So we're back, we're here, we're ready to shoot now. We got a few more things coming in. Like I said, I have 2 Autel 6K drones on the way right now. So I haven't got a chance to use any of those yet. And I'm just so curious to how they work. They actually offer an 8K drone as well, which, man, I don't know how that'll look. But as far as the 6K look, it looks amazing. So we're gonna try those out. And what I really want to do is get a cool shot of 2 of those because they have a tracking feature on them, and I want to have one tracking each car as they're going down the track and see if they can keep up. Man, that's going to be something to do, and we're going to do that in a later video when we try the tracking feature out on the Autel drones. And man, I really can't wait. We're back, but we're back in debt. So we got to get some work going on here. So if you can, please smash that like button, share this video, comment on this video, and let me know what you guys want to see. You know, I know some of y'all are tech heads and y'all want to see some of this stuff more in depth. And I know a lot of you are just like, I'm here for the racing. I'm here to see somebody get gapped. I mean, yeah, we're here for that too. So we're actually going to put up some beautiful gap footage here later on in the week, because we do have a few races with Debo that we didn't put out, and they were actually on the cloud drive amazingly. I am thankful for that. And I think we do have some of the Jacksonville race in North Carolina saved on some of our GoPros here, and I think I did a little intro to that on the GoPros at No Prep Takeover as well, so we can actually put that out. And also, before the end of the year is up, I'm gonna drop this on you. Remember the Viper versus the Mustang? Viper from a roll and the Mustang from a dig at SET Dallas? We actually had that in our cloud, and that's not been put up yet. So we're gonna end the year off with a controversial race that has really not been put on the internet yet in depth. We have the interviews and all from that race, so get ready for that. We're definitely gonna stir the pot with that one. So as always, you know, we got the merch link below, and we're gonna be back on the scene with this footage, with everything else that we got going on here, and we're gonna bring it to you guys. So stay tuned. We were down, but we're not out. We're back, and we are coming. So see you guys later. Check for the next video.